Coming in at number 3 on the best wrestling pay-per-views of all time is this is not an easy one, but I'm gonna say the 1998 King of the Ring. Everyone loves this pay-per-view. Why? 4 words: Hell in a Cell. Yeah. It was only the third one in history, although some people have mislabeled it as the first or second. It was actually the third. First one came out in 1997 at Bad Blood, where Shawn Michaels faced The Undertaker for a #1 contendership for the WWF title. And that was where Kane debuted, and he beat the shit out of The Undertaker, allowing Shawn Michaels to win. And the second one never really happened, but people acknowledged that it happened anyway on an episode of Raw where it was Kane against Mankind or something like that. I don't remember. Which was interrupted by Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, this match was Undertaker against Mankind, who had had a long-standing feud. This match is incredible. Just fucking incredible. It has Mankind climbing on the cage in the beginning with the steel chair and everything. The Undertaker comes out, chases him, and they have a giant enormous brawl on the top. Then Mankind gets thrown off the cell through a table 15 feet below, and he gets taken out in a stretcher because, well, supposedly he was having a few problems or something. I'm not really sure, but anyway, they comes back up, climbs the cage up again, faces the Undertaker. The Undertaker was originally supposed to throw him through the second table and then pin him. However, this didn't happen. For as the Undertaker chokeslams Mankind on the top of the cell, Mankind weighed almost 300 pounds at the time, and the Undertaker was a 300-pounder, so that's like practically 600 frickin' pounds on one frame of steel, and their weight just crumbled against it, and Mankind was chokeslammed through the cell. And when he landed, it's kind of hard to tell, but the steel chair hit him in the head on the way down. Undertaker actually said he was worried that he had killed him in a rare interview. And Mankind actually was knocked out for a while, and you see Terryfan and all the referees come and check on him, and Mankind eventually came to and told Funk to buy him some time, which he did. Taker just chokeslammed Funk, and then Mankind got up. Taker punches Mankind. He just goes limp. And according to Mankind, that was probably the scariest moment he ever had in his career. He eventually got back up, threw down the thumbtacks, they beat the shit out of each other on them, and it ends with Undertaker finally pinning Mankind to the Tombstone Piledriver. As a matter of fact, after Austin lost to Kane, the main event of that pay-per-view, which was also a pretty good match, because if Kane were to lose this first blood match, he'd have to set himself on fire. And anyway, Kane won. However, The Undertaker and Mankind themselves interfered in this match later on, just like a half hour after they had probably the most brutal match of either of their careers. It was insane. And they had the King of the Ring tournament match between Ken Shamrock and The Rock, which was pretty good. Although I kind of wished Shamrock would have won more titles, because, I don't know. This was a kick-ass pay-per-view, but yet there are 2 that I feel that were better than this. Number 2 on the list, this was a hard-ass pay-per-view to pick, but I'm gonna say number 2 of the best pay-per-views of all time was ECW One Night Stand 2005. This was just like any other ECW pay-per-view, except slightly better than the usual one, and it had this like really special aura in there, with like all the fans going nuts chanting EC-Dub, EC-Dub throughout the whole arena, and like the wrestlers like paying tributes to the other alumni that like ECW alumni that have passed away, and Paul Heyman coming out thanking the fans, Joey Styles and Mick Foley doing commentary, and Eric Bischoff leading the Raw and SmackDown anti-ECW Crusaders, pretty much like making his own WCW for the pay-per-view, and him getting his ass whipped. Just amazing. This is one pay-per-view I really wish I owned. Sadly, I don't, but damn, it is awesome. It's one of those pay-per-views that will probably never like have that happen again. I mean, they had it again in '06, like another reunion show, but the only really good thing about that was the Terry Funk returning for one more match and RVD winning the WWE title. And then the WWE turned it into a yearly pay-per-view, which is kind of lame. Well, anyway, still, this pay-per-view is excellent. It has a great feel to it. Definitely one of the all-time best. And according to what I heard, when WWE, the whole Hammerstein Ballroom Arena was sold out. Only 2,500 people could fit in there, but they were fucking nuts. And plus, when people tried ordering the pay-per-view through the cable companies, they had a hard time supplying it. And when people were trying to order it through the WWE's website, the website actually crashed for a while because so many people were trying to order it off there. And virtually everyone loved the pay-per-view. It also, sadly, was the last pay-per-view to feature Tajiri, all three Dudleys, Spike, Bubba Ray, and Devon. And, let me think, who else? Rhino, and Rhino, Devon, Spike, and Bubba Ray Dudley, Tajiri. I think it was the last pay-per-view for a while anyway. That's super crazy. It was on with the company before he officially signed. I mean, like, most of the guys after the pay-per-view left for Total Nonstop Action Wrestling, or TNA. And it was really special. It was just a really well done pay-per-view, enough said. The only pay-per-view that was better than this was probably one of the my favorite pay-per-view of all time, and probably one of the best of all time. WWF WrestleMania X7. This is the granddaddy of them all. I mean, like, every WrestleMania is special, although some were really lame, like WrestleMania 11. Heck, no one even remembers that WrestleMania, except for the Lawrence Taylor Bam Bam Bigelow feud and the Shawn Michaels Diesel match. This WrestleMania was awesome. It set a new record in Texas for, like, attendance. And, what else? It had a awesome card, a freaking awesome card. Chris Jericho against William Regal for the Intercontinental Championship when it actually had some prestige to it. Who else? The APA and Taz against the entire Right to Censor faction, which disbanded shortly after this pay-per-view. China versus Ivory for the women's title. Test versus Eddie Guerrero for the European title. Raven versus Big Show versus Kane for the hardcore title. Austin versus The Rock in a no disqualification match for the WWF title, which had Austin turning heel at the end, which kind of left it with a sour aftertaste. But then again, in his heel turn, he did have some good stuff. Like, that's when he started using the what thing. The Kurt Angle versus Benoit match was excellent. It led to their uber great Ultimate Submission match at Backlash 01. Triple H versus The Undertaker. I could go on and on about how great this pay-per-view is. Definitely one of the all-time best. Well, Terryfan, this is my acceptance to your challenge. And about my top 5 best bassist videos, I have the list done. I just need to finish making the video. If I get lucky, I'll probably post it tomorrow. Okay, this is Rock Warrior 97 signing out, guys, and I'll see ya.